Hello and a very good evening. The first doubleheader of IPL 2023 has come to a conclusion, and we have two results. Punjab Kings first defeated KKR by 7 runs via Duckworth-Lewis method, and the second match was convincingly won by Lucknow Super Giants, who defeated Delhi Capitals by a whopping margin of 50 runs. I have Rohan Chaudhary with me, G. Rajaraman sir, and Bharat Ramaraj joining us for the post-match show as we discuss both the matches and analyze what went well and what went wrong for both the teams in this first doubleheader of IPL. Firstly, Rajaraman, I'll start with Lucknow Super Giants and Delhi Capitals. Kyle Mayers, of course, the difference, but how good was Mark Wood today? First fifer of IPL 2023 and first fifer of Mark Wood's IPL career as well.
No, it was fascinating to watch him perform. What a bowler. And with that long run up of his, to be able to sustain the energy and the efficiency over 4 overs and then break the back of Delhi Capitals. I think it was very, very good to watch. Hopefully, he will sustain his form for some time as long as he's around and will help the Lucknow side make that run for that playoff spot. But he was amazing to watch today. I think those who were privileged to watch in the ground would have experienced the energy and felt it themselves in the ground. But those of us who are watching either streams or on television also felt the kind of energy that Mark Wood was radiating today. He was outstanding.
Absolutely, Bharat had a bit of a debate on Twitter whether Mark Wood is side on or not. Bharat, decode us. What makes Mark Wood so special? Of course, his pace is which something stands out. But apart from that, he was also getting some sort of lateral movement of the pitch as well today.
Yeah, it was actually, if you go back in time, it was Michael Holding who helped Mark Wood, because he saw that Mark Wood was kind of rushing through, and the legendary fast bowler asked him just to gather momentum, not exactly rush through the crease, not exactly look at just go trying to drive through the crease, just gather momentum and bowl fast. So he lengthened his run up, and that is how he started to bowl fast. The only thing I said on Twitter was, yeah, he was completely front on. Now more of side on action, and his trunk is, if you look at his trunk, is very upright. Not said by me. It is said by biomechanist Simon Ferris. He was the one who said. So I'm just repeating what he basically said. So all these things definitely have helped him. Yeah, he has definitely been extracting sea movement. We saw his spells in Pakistan. Yeah, James Hansen got it reverse. Ollie Robinson bowled really well. Both of them bowled really well. But the one who made the huge difference, real difference, I would say, was Mark Wood, because with sustained hostility, was bowling with great control. He was getting the ball to move off the surface a little bit, even though those tracks were really flat. Out of via the cracks, he was getting a little bit of sea movement, and he was getting a little bit of reverse swing as well. And he's continued that form. Yes, the man has been injury prone. So many injuries, elbow injury, back injury. I don't know what all injuries he has suffered. I think you have to go and read his book, autobiography. But yeah, someone who's this fascinating thing with Mark Wood is when one saw him in 2014 in Namaste Cricket, and then when he played against New Zealand in 2015 Test match at Lords, he was bowling 87, 88 miles per hour. Now he's bowling 94, 90, and he can clock 97 as well. So someone who's increased his pace with age, that is something you don't often see. Maybe Imran Khan has done that, or Shane Bond has done that. Those bowlers who increase their pace. Here is one more bowler who's increased his pace with age.
Yeah, and
Side on or front on? Yeah, Rohan.
More of side on. Completely side on. It's not completely side on.
And those two deliveries, Prithvi Shaw and Mitchell Marsh, 147, 148, he was bowling so beautiful to watch. And Rajaraman, coming to you, Prithvi Shaw's dismissal, he always seems to struggle like in those deliveries. So do you think he will have that in mind going forward? That is his weakness. And talk to me about those two deliveries of back-to-back dismissals of Mark Wood.
Oh, not just those two deliveries. I think every delivery that he bowled, he considered just one boundary today.
Prithvi Shaw's dismissal a weakness for him?
and how he got Mitch Marsh out. Um, all the fans of Indian cricket, Team India, have been talking about how Mitch Marsh destroyed the Indian attack not too long ago in the series at home here, and then for him to look so pedestrian today, playing that expansive shot and being bold, I think that's the kind of bowling you want to see. That's the kind of fireworks that are lit beneath the stump, and it goes off. I think that's what fans like to see, and Lucknow is very, very blessed that he turned up today and bowled that amazing spell. Uh, they used to say, some of the senior Indian cricketers used to tell us that even if you take the ball away from Malcolm Marshall and he comes charging into bowl, you could actually sense a fear among the batsmen. You could actually sense a little bit of hesitation and nervousness among the batsmen. I think Mark Wood causes that kind of trouble in the minds of batsmen. No matter what kind of a player you are, no matter you've got 100 test matches under your belt like David Warner has, uh, Mark Wood can still cause trouble for those kind of batsmen. So when you see Sarfaraz and Priti Shah fall the way they did, you know Mark Wood is a class act, and you know that it's not easy playing him. Anybody who plays Mark Wood well in this tournament, you can say that he's going to be a great player.
Okay.
Right,
And
right, and it's a pity that Anvik Nokia missed out from today's match. Otherwise, it would have been a fascinating battle of two of the fastest bowlers right now in world cricket.
We might have been doing the show 1 hour earlier.
It could have.
But I think we are taking some credit away from Ravi Bishnoi. He bowled
Oh,
brilliantly.
he was brilliant, brilliant, absolutely.
A classical leg spinner. He does get the googly in a lot, but
Mhm.
his wickets, I think they were just as critical as Mark Wood's early triple strike. I think Ravi Bishnoi deserves a lot of credit, but under a 5-4, it kind of gets buried. But Ravi Bishnoi was outstanding as well.
And a
and I
shout
like
out
his
to
bowling.
Krishnappa Gautam. And a shout out to Krishnappa Gautam as well. 4 overs, 23 runs, coming off as an impact player, smashing that last delivery for a six. What a brilliant move that was by Lucknow Super Giants, because at that moment, Ayush Badoni was actually batting really well. Rajarman, you want to
Absolutely.
take that? Or Bharat, anyone can take that.
Definitely. I thought Bharat would love to speak about Gautam, but it's okay. I will do it. For someone to come to be rushed into the middle with just one delivery left for the end of the innings, uh, and then hit that amazing shot to get 6 runs to get the maximum, and then to come and bowl four very effective overs, not even conceded for 6 runs in over under in a
Right.
high pressure game, the first match of the season for the two sides. Gautam was outstanding. But to my own mind, Shubhayan and Rohan, and I'm sure Bharat would like to chip in, uh, I find it utterly, I'd want to use a word, but I can't use it because we are online. But it's utterly shocking that a batsman is replacing a batsman. I think the impact player should not be replacing somebody who's already dismissed and then gets to bat. Will you give an impact bowler 4 overs as well? If a fast bowler has completed his 4 overs, by the time the seventh over is gone, will you get in another bowler and allow him 4 overs? I think you should not do that. I mean, I don't know how the rules pan out, but I found it
Mhm.
strange that an impact player could replace somebody who's just been dismissed and come and clout a six as well. That to me was a talking point that will be debated for some time. I think teams will start complaining about how batsmen have already played and got out and then are being replaced with another batter to come in. I think it is a little unfair. But then this is IPL. Innovation is the name of the game. We don't know what really is.
Absolutely.
That's the fun
Bharat,
and unpredictability of impact player, where where you have a collapse, you can just bring in an extra batter to safeguard you from embarrassment of low scores. And I think this season around we are going to see a lot more of such, as you termed it, shocking replacements and impact player substitutions in this IPL.
But it was brilliant. I
absolutely.
think I think the choice of impact player was very good, and he delivered his 4 overs, even though he doesn't have wicket to show. I think Gautam was wonderful today on the field.
Hmm.
Well, coming to you, as we say, catch miss to match miss, and Kale Myers missed at the beginning, and then that massive knock, and that took away the match from DC. So, your thoughts on Kale Myers' performance, and I'll come to another one attached to that: West Indies players as a whole, how good they have been, and talk to me about that.
Yeah, see, Mayers is someone we have seen him. We have seen him before. He's someone who can also bowl well. He can. He's always someone who's the highlights package, whether it is for his bowling or whether it is for his batting. Today it was his batting, and one has to remember when this game started, the track wasn't easy. It sort of became easier as that innings progressed. There was a little bit of two-pace track. It was, and for him to play the way he did, it was just something else to watch. Obviously, Khalil is someone who has dropped catches before. He's fluffed quite a few chances. He's not one of the best fielders, at least going around. And today it happened again for him. So I guess he would be made to remember this particular drop catch again and again. As far as West Indies cricketers are concerned, obviously this they didn't go well for them in T20 World Cup, as you know. West Indies they bowled out of
Mhm.
round one, so good to see a few of those West Indies cricketers again performing well. Joseph, obviously, we have talked about him. He's someone who just looks to bowl fast. In that sense, at least he makes you remember some of those West Indies fast bowlers of yore. I'm not comparing here, but in terms of just how he looks to be an aggressive kind of fast bowler. And today it was Mayor Day. Uh, One has to remember he can also chip in with the ball. Someone who can ball those little wobbly seamers up front. So
Hmm.
as the tournament progresses, you might see him picking up a wicket or two up front.
Yeah, and
Talking
when he
about that, talking. Yes, Ron, please continue.
No, I was just telling that when Maya actually started to accelerate in the power play, LSG was 30 for 1, and then from there he accelerated so much. It was great now.
Hmm. Two different players before the drop catch and after the drop catch, and I have seen Khalil Ahmed to play for Rajasthan as well. And one funny thing is about Khalil Ahmed during fielding drills is that he gives absolutely zero efforts. He doesn't care about fielding, and that is what is showing on the field. And it's not surprising for someone or other journalist as well who has watched Khalil field during those drills to drop a catch during main matches, and this is something which Khalil himself and even the Delhi Capitals camp need to sort this out, because fielding actually, as Rohan started, catches win matches, but catch shooter to match shooter. That is a popular saying. But Radharaman, talking about Delhi Capitals as a complete unit, okay, I can still understand David Warner played a fighting knock after that top order collapse. He played a fighting knock, but apart from David Warner, none of the other batters really looked like up for the game. Riley Russo tried, but apart from those two, I don't think they were really up for it. But credit to LSG bowlers at the same time, the way they bowled. But Delhi Capitals as a batting unit altogether, how are they looking at the moment? A team
No, they
very
will
close
not.
to your heart as well.
They will not admit it, but they're missing a batsman of Shreyas Iyer's caliber there, right? So they
Hmm.
will never admit that. Having let him go, they will never admit that. But they need somebody like that, solid, somebody reliable, somebody who's delivering in more matches than not, right?
Right,
So,
right,
unfortunately for Delhi Capitals, even David Warner slowed down when he sees wickets falling at the other end. He knows he's got to stay at the crease. He's also
right.
slowing considerably. Riley Rosso played that little cameo. Unfortunately for him,
Mhm.
he got that back end of the bat and lobbed a catch, and he might not have been given out. Anil Chaudhary got that one wrong, but give credit to Ravi Bishnoi, who insisted and got that review and got it in his favor. They were appealing for LBW, but it turned out to be a catch, and I think it was a turning point as I see it, because Riley Russo was taking control and David Warner was regaining his confidence. But Delhi has got a lot of work to do, both with bowling and with
Hmm.
the batting. Of course, they have got a lot of work to do with Khalil's fielding as well. That is probably the reason why. I mean, they've already sent out a signal to Khalil. He was replaced in the 19th over. As soon as it completed his 4 overs, he was sent off the
Right.
field, and the replacement was taken as an impact player. Unfortunately for Delhi, the impact player did not make much of an impact tonight.
Yeah.
Right, but a good win for Lucknow Super Giants and a learning lesson for the Delhi Capitals to start the tournament with. But let's Rohan, let's move to the first game of the day. I
Yes.
guess
So
Delhi.
another question we have on this match from Rahul, our very own Rahul Giri. So
Yes.
his concern was KL Rahul not wicket keeping, because he was saying that this is the World Cup where he needs to be playing as the wicket keeper. Why was KL Rahul not wicket keeping? So that was
Rohan,
his question.
I'm guessing that Rahul has got a little niggle in his left hand, because at the toss I saw him have a bandage near the elbow joint, and then I could sense that around the wrist as well. So there is a problem with his left hand, and that also probably explains
Yeah.
the seemingly lazy shot that he played to get out early in his innings. I think there could be an injury. I think they're managing his workload and not having him keep wickets. But I think they covered it up pretty well. Nicholas Pooran doing a good job behind the stumps, and I think they're okay with that.
Even back in the days when Pooran and KL Rahul were in the Punjab Kings, they used to rotate as wicket keepers throughout the season. So that is another point.
Okay. So Shubhan, the previous game,
Yep.
I know you had a bad evening with KKR losing, but Manchester City kind of balanced it out. But again, Arsenal won it.
I'm
So
happy that title race, Premier League title race, is much tighter right now. So I'm happy with that win. But KKR, of course, losing out on the Duckworth Lewis system, the rain playing spoil sport, handing them a 7-run defeat. But if we don't count that 7-run margin due to Duckworth Lewis method, I think at that time Punjab Kings was cruising through with Sunil Narayan batting at that time. Shardul Thakur was there. I think at that point Punjab Kings were favourites to win that match. But overall, Rajaraman sir, I mean Punjab Kings had a good outing, 191 with the bat, and then restricting KKR. Arshdeep bowled a phenomenal first over.
No doubt about that. With Rajapaksa playing that brilliant knock of 50. Shikhar,
Yeah.
as we pointed out, cruising at about 50 kilometers an hour, not
Hmm.
wanting to up the pace, scoring his 40 runs, taking his time. But I think that's the role they have decided for him, with Rajapaksa playing the aggressor. So it was good to see them get to the 190 plus score in the end. It
Hmm.
didn't look like they were going to get there, but I think it was little bits from Sam Curran. There was Jitesh
Yeah.
scoring a few runs. I think there were contribution from the whole side that saw them get to the winning score. I think it was a good enough score on that track. And like you pointed out, KKR was trailing not just on the DLS system, but I think they were heading for a defeat. It would have been tough for them to win the game from where they were, 140 for 7. I think they're going to be challenged to get to that 190. Good effort by Punjab. Yes, Punjab, of course. See, this is what happens when we see too much cricket, too little time. And you also keep an eye on PV Sindhu getting to the final of the
Yeah.
Swiss Badminton. You guys can watch the football. We guys will watch PV Sindhu and talk about a Pragya Mohan winning the South Asian triathlon competition for the third time in a row.
Right.
There is so much happening, but Punjab, I think, was on top. I think they did well to get the score and then to keep KKR down to a lower score than them.
okay.
Bharat, last season in Punjab Kings, I think each of the batters went all out with the bat. No one was playing that anchor role which Shikhar Dhawan played today, and that was one of the reasons they lost out on quite a few matches. This time around, they have Shikhar Dhawan, and I felt that they consciously have made that decision. Shikhar will play that anchor role. Do you feel that is the case, and this is a good move by the Punjab Kings camp?
Yeah, in that sense, you can say it's a good move. obviously there would be criticism or Shikhar that he plays at a certain pace, but
Hmm.
perhaps when it comes to PBKS, he's playing a role. Last season, I guess they would have looked at, or a couple of seasons, they would have looked at Mayank Agarwal. He did that job for one season or something, but after that,
Hmm.
he went to a phase where he couldn't get runs. Not just in IPL, he was struggling even for while playing for India in that South Africa
Yeah.
Test series. He was also struggling in domestic cricket for a while before he came back to form last season. But perhaps he was the guy they were looking at. Now, obviously, Shikhar Dhawan is someone who can do that. Yeah, as the tournament progresses, somewhere he perhaps has to press the accelerator. Today, Rajapaksa was scoring runs, so he could play that kind of a role at the other end. But as the tournament progresses, one has to wait and watch whether he can shift gears and and get the turbocharger going.
Turbocharger going. That's a good note. Yes, Rohan.
Rajaraman, coming to you, when KKR, a team fighting for a 192 run chase, the opening is very important. And KKR's opening,
Hmm.
we have seen throughout the years also, the KKR's opening pair is not that good. And do you think Sunil Narine could have been brought in as an opener because to hit those one big sixes that he usually do? Today in the morning show also, Boryada was telling that if Sunil Narine can get those big sixes in the first few 1 or 2 overs, it gives the momentum. So your thoughts on that?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
just to add to that, Rajaraman's Venkatesh Iyer, they used him as an impact player, but used him in the middle order, which is not his natural position in IPL. Of course, he plays for Madhya Pradesh in red ball cricket in the middle order, but in white ball cricket, that's not his natural position. Also, Anukul Roy at number 3. So, if you can sum it up properly for us.
No, I think someone like a Nicholas Puran, who's opened before for KKR, he should have been a natural choice. Given that Shreyas Iyer is not around, he would have been a natural choice.
Venkatesh Iyer, you're talking about Venkatesh Iyer, not Nicholas
I'm
Puran.
talking about the skipper who's missing. Um,
Okay.
right? It is
Hmm.
not just Delhi Capitals who are missing Shreyas Iyer in the ranks, but
Right.
KKR,
Right.
for whom he was
Right.
designated. And unfortunately, with an injury, he is out. Now, when you don't have a batsman of his caliber at the top of the order, you would want a Nicholas Puran to play that role. And look at where they batted him. He was too low in the order, and he did score a few runs. Um, am I talking about the right guy? No. Who am I talking
I
about?
think
Mandeep and Gurbaz opened for
No,
KKR.
the openers were not in place at all. So you needed
Hmm.
an experienced batsman. Look at where they played Russell. Look at where they played Venkatesh Iyer. When you have cricketers of that caliber, you would
Hmm.
want someone like a Venkatesh Iyer to go up and take charge. Unfortunately for them, I think they got it all mixed up. And also maybe in the practice sessions, Mandeep would have played really well and they would have backed him. But I think tonight was this evening was not really their day. I think KKR fell back when you have a scoreboard pressure, 190 score looking down on you. It's always going to be difficult. You need to be firing on all cylinders from first ball. Not always possible, especially on a track that I think slowed down a little bit in the second half of the game.
actually even as
And
yeah, as you pointed out, Russell could have been brought a bit earlier.
Right. Yes, definitely.
sure.
Russell should have been batting ahead of a lot of them because he's somebody who can bat through a lot of overs. Now you're trying to use him as a finisher. I think they kind of held him back for far too long, and they thought that he can score at 12 runs and over, but you can't be doing that consistently, and you have to take risks. And then, but as Bharat pointed out, he's not been in the best of form, so they were perhaps hedging their bets as far as Russell is concerned. But again, give credit to Arshdeep Singh. He bowled really well, picked up those 3 wickets, did well with the short ball. I think when you have a bowler of that caliber coming at you, it's not going to be easy for anybody, let alone the ones who failed. But for everybody, I think Arshdeep was a class act today, and I
Yeah.
think is a standout performance with the ball for the winning side.
Absolutely. Just to add on to that, and I'll go to Bharat for this. Arshdeep Singh, 3 overs, 19 runs, 3 wickets. He finished the match before it could get going. How good was Arshdeep Singh today? Absolutely phenomenal.
See, first of all, he's a tall bowler. He may not exactly be your hit the deck fast bowler, but he's very tall. He's about 6'2",
Hmm.
6'3". So when he bowls a short ball, he will get a little bit of bounce on it. Yeah, he can swing the ball. And today, short ball worked once or twice. And you can also get a little bit of swing up front in the first over. And if needed in the slog overs, he goes round the wicket and obviously sometimes runs from behind the umpire. That I think takes the little bit of concentration out of the striker. But yeah, he lost a bit of confidence, I guess, over a couple of months. But good to see him returning to form and getting the short ball going.
And the scary part is Arshdeep Singh will be joined by Kagiso Rabada in the next few days. And maybe in the batting unit, Liam Livingstone will also join them very soon. So this Punjab Kings side is looking like a different gravy, you can say, this season. And let's see how they can cash on to this momentum, winning momentum that they have in this IPL 2023. Yes, so Rohan.
Yeah, but coming to Raja sir, this KKR team, they were missing a lot of players. But do you think when they comes back, uh, what are the changes that this KKR management need in the team going forward? What are the
I
changes
think
that KKR?
I think more than the bowling attack, they had a pretty good bowling attack today. Uh, Definitely with Umesh Yadav bowling well within himself and picking up that 1 wicket, and Varun Chakravarti doing a good job as well. But it is their batting which is a major concern for them. They need to sort things out quickly. Yeah, because this is a tournament where you can get left behind pretty fast. You lose a few games on the trot, and then you're playing catch up, and it's not easy. KKR will have to sort this muddle with the batting pretty early. The warning signs are all there today. I think primarily it is their batting that has to come to the party if they want to be serious contenders for playoff spots. But at the moment, it looks difficult from whatever little we saw. But you never know. I mean, all it takes is Venkatesh Iyer to move up the order and get a few runs and give the kind of confidence that the batters need, especially when you're chasing a big score.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to
Shubham.
pile on to the misery and to pile on to the misery of KKR fans, there were reports that Shakib Al Hasan might join them before the second match. But it looks like by the reports in Bangladesh that he will actually play the test match and not be available by the time the KKR match begins. So that's a bit of a dilemma for them. But overall, I think Punjab were deserved winners. Lucknow Super Giants hands-on winning by 50-run margin. They were the big ones. But to both of you, Bharat and Rajaraman, if we have to pick one player who stood out, of course, Kyle Mayers was brilliant. Even for Punjab, Arshdeep was brilliant. Bhanuka Rajapaksha was brilliant. But if we have to pick one player of the day, then who will it be?
You
Before
have
we
left
close this
nobody but
live
Mark
session.
Wood. You have left nobody but Mark Wood.
Ah,
You mentioned
Yeah,
just
I would
about everybody,
also.
but I think it's a no-brainer tonight that the standout performer out of all the cricketers who were on view today had to be Mark Wood. Quite
hmm.
outstanding. I think it. See, someone like me gets muddled. I was talking about Nicholas Pooran in the wrong side, actually, when I should have been talking about Russell. Um, despite
Yes.
despite there being so much action, Mark Wood will stay on the mind for a long time. The kind of hostility,
Hmm.
the kind of pace that he was generating, the kind of bounce that he was generating, and like I told you, there was that fear in the batsmen, like Malcolm Marshall was coming at them. I think Mark Wood tonight will be remembered for a long time, just as we remember Brendan McCullum's century in that first game ever of IPL. This spell of Mark Wood, I think we will not forget in a hurry.
And he won the
Bharat
player of the match
agrees.
today.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, absolutely deserved, without a shadow of doubt, deserved.
I would say the same. For a sustained hostility, it has to be Mark Wood. It was not just someone who bowled one bouncer or two bouncers. his hostility was very sustained. And it's always great to see a fast bowler ripping through the heart of the opposition, whoever it is. And he did it really well. He's been doing it for last 6 odd months, last 1 year or 6 months. And today he showcased it in the IPL as well.
Yeah, and we
So
saw a comment also from Renji Gonzalez, and he also said that
yes.
Mark Woods is one of the best. And tomorrow, Shubhan, RR versus SRH and Rohit Sharma versus Virat Kohli.
Two cracking matches. I mean, two of the best teams. First match, two of the best teams on paper, and second match, we all know about the rivalry. Rohit Sharma getting on to Virat Kohli. It's going to be a crackerjack of two contests. Raja sir, I want to add something to that.
Definitely. For me, it is going to be RCB versus Mumbai Indians. Small battles. These are script within scripts that happen. But I think the larger battle will have to be RCB versus Mumbai Indians. RCB's run a campaign that you might have the title. We've got Virat Kohli and we've got loyal fans. It'll be interesting. But one amazing little bit of news that I read today is got to
Mhm.
do with Chennai Super Kings and how they've tied up with the Chennai Metro and they will allow
Yeah,
people to travel for free. I think this is the
brilliant.
kind of energy that you want to see cities building with their team. I think Chennai has given set a very good example for people across the country. I think this is what you want. Fans are being cared for, so you don't need to buy extra ticket to get to travel in a metro or in the local bus. But your match ticket is good enough. I think this is the kind of synergy that you want to see teams have with their fans, and I think that is what the crux of IPL is, where teams start
Brilliant, brilliant move.
owned by the city rather than
Right.
by owners. The ownership is felt by the city, and I think that is really brilliant piece of news to emerge today.
Brilliant,
Absolutely.
brilliant.
Even in Kolkata during
Yeah.
KKR matches, we have extra metros in late night after the match. So it's great, and hopefully other
Even during
cities will
football also.
also. Yeah, even during ISL or India matches also we have late night metros. So hopefully other cities will also try and catch this trend pretty quickly so that the fans have seamless
Well, it is
experience.
one thing to have buses and trains running at the night, another to allow fans to just buy the match ticket and use
Yeah.
it for that day's travel. I think it is amazing. Cities always have provided extra buses or extra metro trains to run at night where there are games, but this is special where you're saying buy a
Yeah.
match ticket and use it to travel today. I think it is outstanding.
We
Absolutely.
have
I
seen
think
this
that
in the football World Cup in Qatar. The hire card they used to give, that was the ticket.
visa.
That was the visa to everything. So that's a
Yeah.
great move. Yeah,
Absolutely, and I
congratulations.
think that's a good note to end today's show. Will be again back, and just to give our viewers a bit of masala. Sunrisers Hyderabad and Rajasthan Royals are my two of the picks to make it to the finals of this tournament. So that will add something to that. On tomorrow's pre-match show at 3 p.m. We'll be back with our panels. We'll be back with our all the stats and statistics and all our discussions on the IPL doubleheader. Yes, Rohan.
Shubhan, you'll be joining me tomorrow in the teeing off
Morning show
also.
as well, of course. Also, of course, that's a regular show. Teeing off with Red Sports will not talk only about IPL, but about PV Sindhu and other athletes who are doing extremely well across other sports as well. So everything covered. So join us at 9 o'clock with Rohan Chaudhary at Teeing off with Red Sports, so that you get to know what is happening besides IPL. Of course, there will be discussion on IPL, but of course, it is very important to acknowledge and discuss what is going in other sports as well. PV Sindhu, the finalist, and other sports. Rohan, over to you.
Okay, it was lovely talking to you, and we'll be back again tomorrow with all more stories. I'm really looking forward to the RCB Mumbai match. We'll discuss it tomorrow, and join us tomorrow in 9 a.m. at 9 a.m. So good night,
In a
gentlemen.
matter of minutes, it become an RCB Mumbai match. Huh? It was Virat versus Rohit Sharma just a short while ago for you. I'm glad.
Yeah,
No, I'm really looking forward to that. I always want these small battles within the big ones, but yes, overall Mumbai RCB is a cracker jaga for
So
competing.
when we meet next, I will have all the spices waiting for you, Rohan. You look for spice all the time. Lovely.
And we have a guy in Bengaluru, Bharat as well. So it will add to extra element of that RCB versus MI contest. Looking forward to it.
Have a good one, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all to all the viewers who have watched this and will watch this after it ends. And keep watching Ref Sports for more, not only for IPL but for other sports as well. Thank you so much.